the butterfly effect. Excuse me. Paul Brunoforte, the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect, Paul Brunoforte.
I was born and raised in what is arguably the most famous city on the planet. No, nothing exotic like London or Paris, but I was born in New York City. And I have such great memories of New York City, like going to the beach at Coney Island in the summer, roller skating in Central Park in the spring. And when we went to the movies, we went to Times Square and 42nd Street. While kids in other cities were playing with their little Lionel train set, I was playing on a real live train called the New York City subway system. Those were some great times. But sadly, not all my memories of New York are great ones. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and anyone who's ever wanted to improve any part of their lives. Unfortunately, back in the late 60s, New York became ground zero for the explosion in recreational drug use. And it literally destroyed the lives of many people who are friends and relatives, including the life of my sister Barbara, who after returning from that big party we had in upstate New York called Woodstock, her life spun out of control until she died of a drug overdose. And when she died, my already unremarkable life was shattered. So I decided to abandon that city I love and to go somewhere to change my life. So with no job, no money, and no education, I went to Arizona. But I found out it's a lot easier to change your address than it is to change your life. Because there I was a few years later in a failed marriage, a job I hated, and still no education. And then one day I decided to go to a sales seminar, or what I thought was a sales seminar. It turned out to be so much more. My friend Joe and I, we arrived a little late, so as we were trying to go over to our seat, I could hear the speaker say, "You become what you think about. You become what you think about." He said it over and over again. He even went down into the audience and he looked at people right in the eye. You become what you think about. And Joe gives me an elbow and he says, "Hey, Paul, get real close because I think I'm going to turn into a beautiful blonde." I had a lot of fun at that seminar. But what that speaker said really resonated with me. The idea that I could change my life by changing what goes into my mind, if that was true, I was all in. So I bought the books, I bought the tapes, I went to more seminars, I even went to week-long workshops. Eventually, they offered me a job as a trainer. I didn't take that job as a trainer, but because of that seminar, I quit that job I hated. I went back to college and got a bachelor's degree and a master in business administration, which enabled me to get the job that I loved. And because of that seminar, I went on to not only achieve my personal, financial, and career goals, I wildly exceeded many of them. And by the way, the day that I was offered that job as a trainer was the day that I met that lady who has now been my wife for 33 years. And then a few years ago, I was on the phone with my sister Carol. And you know, siblings, we're talking about a lot of different things. And suddenly Carol, who operates on an ethereal plane, she said, "Do you ever miss the old Paul?" I thought this was some kind of trick question where, you know, no answer is the right answer, like, do you still beat your wife? And then suddenly, my inner Yoda emerged. And I answered her question with a metaphorical question. And I said, do you think a butterfly ever misses being a caterpillar? I don't think so. But I also don't think that a butterfly ever regrets having been a caterpillar, nor is a butterfly ever ashamed of having been a caterpillar, because that's what it takes to be a butterfly. And like butterflies, we needn't be ashamed of anything that's happened in our past and have no regrets. Because what I learned is we can change our future by changing our present. And we can change our present right now by changing what goes into our mind. And this is not some new age idea. This idea has been around for thousands of years. The motivational speaker Harvey Mackay quotes a rabbi, Hillel the Elder, who 2,000 years ago said, "Watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. And watch your habits. They become your character. And watch your character, because that's what will determine your destiny." You see, not all caterpillars become butterflies, and not all people will reach their full potential. It takes hard work and discipline to achieve your goals. But with practice, with patience, we all can make our dreams a reality and release our inner butterfly. Mr. Contest Chair.